Hi, this is Julielyn Gibbons, Liberal Lucy from MichiganLiberal.com, and I'm here in my hometown of Lansing at Cornerstone Coffee right here on Washington Avenue with Democratic floor leader in the state Senate, Buzz Thomas from Detroit. Buzz, thanks for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
I got to see you last month speak in Detroit at the Detroit branch of the Chicago Federal Reserve, and you spoke for Money Smart Week about financial literacy and predatory banking. And I had some questions because I noticed you've got a bill that you've just introduced into the Senate there about predatory banking. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I spoke at Money Smart Week at the Federal Reserve because I really wanted to not so much introduce a new term like predatory banking, because I'm not suggesting that all banks are bad. Banks are good. I wanted to introduce a discussion that I think there's a problem in cities like Detroit where you've got payday lenders, check cashing establishments, all types of refund anticipation loan specialists, and you don't have banks anymore. And so folks are going, we've created a culture where people don't use the bank or credit union, where they use some sort of unregulated entity to cash their checks or to, filter their money through. And so it's a conversation about financial literacy and how do we make people smarter with their money. And one of the issues that came out of that is the notion of refund anticipation loans. And I'm very concerned about that because that's creating a huge debt opportunity for people, particularly as we're now starting to get our tax refunds back. A lot of folks, in anticipation of that refund, take a loan from their tax preparer, in advance, as you will, on their tax return, and that's large. It's completely unregulated in the state of Michigan. There's no requirement that this really be treated as a loan, which it is. And so I thought it was really important that we begin to let folks know that this is a loan, that this is a serious financial obligation that you're entering into, and that you need to be protected on that.
So are you looking to prohibit these refund anticipation loans?
No, if people want the opportunity to take that loan, they should go ahead and do it. But one, they have to know that it's a loan. Two, we have to regulate the fees that are charged on that. There are origination fees, there are fees for the amount of money that you're taking, which when you factor in the fact that these loans generally last for about 11 days, and you're charging a fee of a couple $100, that's an effective interest rate of 500%. That's ridiculous. And so we really need to limit the amount of fees that can be charged and regulate that interest rate on there so that people aren't taken advantage of.
What types of groups are most affected by a bill like this? I mean, obviously people who are in the lower income brackets.
It's everyday people.
Everyday people, okay.
Everyday people, the typical profile of someone getting that refund anticipation loan, 60% of them are qualified for the earned income tax credit,
Really?
which makes them the working poor. I mean, basically these are folks that are earning below the poverty level.
Working paycheck to paycheck.
Living paycheck to paycheck,
yeah.
exactly. Or they're in the military. And so,
Really?
Yeah, military families account for a large portion of it. And people don't realize what kind of business this is. There were more than $500 million worth of refund anticipation loans granted in the United States last year.
So the very men and women that are, sacrificing everything to protect us are some that are being the most taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
That's terrible.
It is terrible, and they need to know their rights, and they need to know that they have rights. And so that's what this legislation is about.
So is this protecting Michigan citizens from fraud, basically?
That's exactly what it's about. It's about making sure that the fly-by-night operators aren't there. When we pass this legislation, we want to make it very clear that the people that are offering these types of loans are real bankers, that they're real money professionals.
Gotcha.
I don't want you shouldn't be getting this at your grocery store. You shouldn't be getting this at some little special agency or some shop that's only open during tax season and it's going to go away
Sure.
on Tuesday. This is a loan. This is real money. This is about your credit and it's about your history. And so yeah, we're going to cut down on fraud by making sure that real individuals, real banks are doing this.
Great. So I think this is a great bill, and I have a feeling that a lot of other people all across Michigan, especially our good folks at MichiganLiberal.com, want to get on board and help this. So what can we do to make sure that this important piece of future legislation does in fact become part of law?
If you would shoot out an email
Okay.
to your state senator. Support Senate Bill 446.
And while we're at it, I hear you've got a great website. Can you throw out that website for us?
DETbuzz.com.
DETbuzz.com. That's got a nice ring. Well, thank you so much for giving me a couple minutes out of your day, and best of luck on that legislation. We'll be rooting for you.
I just want to again say thank you and give a special shout out to my good friend Liberal Lucy and all my friends at MichiganLiberal.com. Really appreciate all the work that you do helping improve our democracy here in Michigan. Thanks again.